Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to London High School, where we have a boys varsity high school Ohio basketball matchup with the Bellefontaine Chieftains taking on the London Red Raiders. I'm here with my partner, as usual, Jack Hutchins. How you doing tonight, man?
Having a great night so far, Zach. Ready to watch these Chiefs take on the Red Raiders.
Absolutely. Now, we've done 3 live streams this year, right? Or 4? 4. North Union, the Lake, Sydney, and Dublin Jerome. But this is the first, as some would say, match that actually counts tonight.
Yeah, we got promoted.
Right, for sure. Chieftains playing in conference rivals, London. Not the best start for the Red Raiders, 3-8 here early on in the season, but they have started to pick it up with huge wins recently, most notably Tecumseh and Jonathan Alder. So,
well, was it those or Shawnee and
Shawnee?
Graham?
Excuse me, sorry.
And that really, those are 2 really tough teams. I mean, we saw these Chieftains lose by 36, first game of the season against these against Shawnee. So we're really gonna. London is a much improved team from where they started out, of course, on a 2-game win streak as of late, and it's gonna prove a really tough challenge for these Chiefs without Tavian St. Clair tonight, who is tied with C.J. Wilson with 10 points a game, leading the Chieftains. It's a big loss on the offensive side of the ball, where we've seen the Chiefs really take a step forward this year, and his presence on defense will be dearly missed tonight. And we're gonna have to see everybody step up if they want to win this game, Zach.
Absolutely, Jack. We are just a minute away from opening tip here tonight. And yeah, and you're right, Zach Jones, someone that has been very, very powerful for the London side, averaging up almost 60% from the field and scoring just about 20 points a game. Chiefs don't even have anyone that's half of that.
Very impressive player in Zach Jones, also shooting about 36% from the 3-point line. I mean, those are as good as you can get splits-wise, shooting
Absolutely.
from the field. And, of course, he's an athlete, has a brother at the University of Indiana playing linebacker. So, I mean, I guess it runs in the family.
Absolutely.
But he's going to be really hard to contain, especially without the defensive versatility on display tonight for the Chiefs. So it should be an interesting matchup.
Both team averaging 49 points a game. The records may not reflect equality, but the scoring department absolutely does. Jack, what's your prediction for tonight?
Zach, with the absence of St. Clair tonight, I don't know if the Chiefs are going to be on the dominant side as we've seen them the past few games, but I do believe they will claw out of here with a win tonight. I've got Chiefs by 3.
Jack, I 100% do not know how to predict this game. I tell you what, I think it's going to be very important if Keegan Overton decides this game. I think he's going to be the one that decides this game. I'll talk a little bit more about that here after the break. Bellefontaine is going to go ahead and take the court as the audio blows up here in the gym. We're going to go ahead and do the national anthem. We're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back here on horvathproductions.com/live. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to horvathproductions.com/live as the teams are now presenting their starting lineups. Jack, with Tavian St. Clair out, I'm 100% expecting Caden Reams in over him. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. Caden Reeves is really going to fill in that spark plug role off the bench as he's been. But, the role that he's been filling off the bench is going to move to the starting lineup tonight more so.
Absolutely.
We're really going to need to see a three-point barrage from him tonight if the Chiefs want a chance to win this game. 100%.
Now, Jack, I am not seeing Keegan Overton's Story starting. We're going to go ahead and go with Harper Scott here early on in the game. Do you like the call?
Interesting decision by Coach Stolle. I mean, we've seen the value that Overton's Story brings to this game. And like as we saw during Dublin Jerome when he was, dropped about 20 points, really dicing up that zone. And this is the kind of defense they run. I think Coach Solly's kind of wanting to put the pressure on him because that's where we've seen these Chiefs really make their money this year on the defensive side of the ball. I have no doubt we will see plenty of him tonight, and that it will be more so a offense-defense kind of role for Scott, as he does not quite have the same impact that Overton's Story does.
Yeah, and it's a very interesting move, and I think maybe he wants to go a little bit quicker here on the beginning, but without St. Clair in the big wingspan, I don't know how they're going to do in the rebounding department. That's definitely going to be the biggest question for me, at least.
It's definitely going to be a big blow, but you have Snap in there still. I guess he's going to be running the 5, so.
Absolutely. I guess we're going to see what happens. Like I said, we are just minutes away here from tip. And as of right now, I believe that Tavian St. Clair will be back Tuesday in action for the Chiefs away matchup against Graham, I believe, correct?
Yep, suffered a high ankle sprain last game against Urbana, I believe. And, they're just playing it safe at this point. As we head into conference play, I'm sure they're just going to want to get him back to 100% as he's been very imperative to this team this year.
Now, Jack, I do have to say, London is relatively young. I think we got about 3-4 juniors on the team. 3 of them start. Do you think the Red Raiders are someone that will be a potential danger here in the near future?
Depends on the night, Zach. I believe that they're a team that can get hot really any given night. They've played a tough schedule up to this point. And these last 2 wins kind of showed that they just haven't really given up on this season despite their 1-8 start before winning 2 in a row. So I personally, I would not want to be playing them late in the season. They're going to be scrappy. They're going to claw. They're trying to improve their tournament standing. So we're going to see them really push for a win tonight.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of excited for this matchup. I have to say, people would be. I've heard people say this is going to be a blowout. I just generally don't think it's true. I think these Red Raiders are going to come to play tonight.
I'm going to have to agree.
And yeah, with the loss of St. Clair, that's huge. He's not leading the scoring department. He's only second for the Chiefs, but he's someone that has really taken over defensively in the past couple weeks in general.
And just the presence that he brings this team. Having a guy like that on the court, a leader by example, it just gives the people around him a lot of confidence and trust in what they can do as a team.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see what they can do tonight. We got 3 juniors on the court, only 2 seniors starting out here. Carter Snap is going to go ahead and take the tip in place of St. Clair. And I expect Carter Snap to step up here, especially with Keegan Overton's Story not starting. Snap's ice cold, so he's going to definitely be able to step up here. Expect Zach Jones, to be able to take it to the Chiefs also here tonight. Someone that also should not be slept on is Brady Carter of London, averaging just over 10. Chiefs win the tip, and we are underway here at London High School.
And here's that zone look we were talking about earlier, Zach. This is what is really going to be the key decider in this game, how well the Chiefs can attack these looks, these angles.
Riley Neer, top of the key, will let it fly for 3. Will not be able to get that to go in the early going. Now, the big men of the Bellefontaine should be able to kind of abuse the zone defense of the Red Raiders a little bit, hopefully, once Keegan Overton's Story finally does get in the game.
And of course, that high-low look that you see when going against a 3-2 defense, or 2-3 rather, excuse me, it creates a lot of opportunities in the post. So that's why I was kind of surprised to see Overton's Story not starting. I understand it from the defensive standpoint, trying to get in on the press as the Red Raiders turn the ball over. But I have no doubt the Chiefs will find their footing offensively.
A little bit of a 50% press here early on from the Raiders. And, there is something that that needs to go with being said, is that Keegan Overton's Story kind of does start to get tired around the 4-minute mark of really back and forth transition basketball. That's Carter Snap. Does what we just mentioned a minute ago. He is going to look to take over this game now, and the Chiefs need it for sure.
Only shooting about 30% from three this season, Zach. So it's interesting to see him knock down that look with confidence. He's improved every single game, and he's not shown any signs of slowing down.
Absolutely. Chiefs will turn the ball over. I mean, excuse me, the Red Raiders will turn the ball over.
And here we are with that high-low look again, getting Snap involved on that screen, trying to get him the hot hand. Reams gets trapped in the corner, turnover. Zach Jones gets the steal on the break.
Nice pass to number 23, Brady Carter, second leading scorer for the Raiders.
He's going to be an interesting player to watch tonight, Zach. Not the main focus of any defense when planning for this team due to the threat of Zach Jones, but he's a very skilled ball handler, can really get things slowed down in the half court. So you just got to keep eyes on him.
I guess, Jack, my question is, if you got a guy just shy of averaging 10, a guy averaging just shy of 20, and then a guy averaging right at 10, what's really been going wrong for these Raiders so far? C.J. Wilson is looking over to the student section for the Raiders. He's ready to go too. Chiefs have now hit 2 consecutive threes here.
Judging by the fact that the Chiefs and the Red Raiders score the same amount of points per game, but there's such a disparity in the records. It shows to me that the Red Raiders are not always the most committed and disciplined on the defensive end of the ball. As Zach Jones skips the layup, beautiful move by him.
Beautiful move. Caden Reams looking to kind of increase the pace of play here. Chiefs up by 2 here early on.
They're going to have to hit Wilson in the corner in this kind of look too. And this is what I was talking about. They're all up out of their stance. Near and about the halfway point of the three-point arc. I don't know if that's where you want to be when guarding this dangerous Chiefs team on offense.
Absolutely. Riley near pump fake, a little floater action. Will not be able to go. Grabs his own rebound. Unfortunately, will not be able to hold on to it. Raiders go up with it. Nice rebound from number 15, Zach Jones, leading scorer for the Raiders.
He's been all over the court so far.
Caden
so
Reams.
is he.
Chiefs are 3 from 3 from the 3, and it is hard to keep up with what's going on right now on the court.
Chiefs are red hot from outside. I don't think
as they just let Zach Jones walk right in, and he said, "Thank you."
This is going to be an offensive clinic tonight.
Both teams. We are only halfway through the first quarter, and both teams are already at a quarter of what they average. So we are expecting a high-scoring matchup here in the early on.
I'm going to look to get it slowed down a little bit. Look at Snap in the post. Nothing there.
Doesn't
Riley
like
takes
it.
The ball back up top.
Snap will take the post shot. Harper with the rebound. Snap will grab the tip. And that's going to be Chieftain ball. Great block there from, I believe, was that number 23?
Brady Carter.
Brady Carter. Overton Story is looking to check in here. Scott will go out. It is time to see if the big man can really put in the work down low.
So this substitution by Coach Stolle at this point shows me that we're going to try to move out of the press and get things working in the half court a little more. Maybe do a little ball screen, high-low action. So that seems to be what the Chiefs are lacking right now. But, hey, they're red hot from 3, so that just gives you more options.
Fair enough, right?
Take what you can get. Looks like the ball will be batted out of bounds.
Like I said before we went to the break for the national anthem, this game is going to heavily rely on Keegan Overton Story and Carter Snap taking over. As Carter Snap looks to go 2 for 2 from 3. No good. Little scramble on the ground for the ball. Is that going to be a jump? And that is a jump.
It's like they can't handle the strength of Overton Story as Carter gets the rebound and falls to the floor.
That will change the possession towards the Chiefs, but the Red Raiders will take it now.
It's like number 3 Turner had a hard time getting after it too. If they meet him in the paint, Zach, I don't know if they're going to like what they find.
Absolutely. Good press coverage here from the Chiefs.
Oh, great.
It will get broken as Near tips the ball and intercepts it. It's Wilson down low. What is the call? Hold.
Smart foul by them on the floor right there. Wilson, such a dangerous finisher at the rim, as we've seen on display, especially the Sydney game last week where he scored 22 points on 7 of 12 shooting.
Yeah, and that was, I tell you what, that and I think that game really showed the importance of the free throw. I mean, if that was textbook basketball.
8 for 11 from the line in that game.
Overton Story getting big as per usual. Wilson trapped in the corner.
Got to get out of there if they want to not turn the ball over tonight.
Reams from a couple feet out. Will not be able to get it to go. No rim on that one. And I mean, I feel like the Chiefs these past few possessions have kind of hit a little bit of a heat check on the three.
I mean, when you start out like that, you probably feel like
enough.
you can hit anything. I mean, they're going to, as long as they can milk that, can't blame them for taking it. Zach Jones fills out a really interesting role for this team, as the illegal screen is called on the Red Raiders. Playing kind of that inside-outside role we saw Caden Nickel of Indian Lake play. And we saw the Chiefs handle that very well in that game. He was held to 15 points, about 5 below his average. So with Zach Jones, his versatility, this may be the kind of thing the Chiefs need.
Now, Jack, is he a 4-year, not a 4-year, but a
3-year starter?
3-year starter here for the London High School?
He's been a key player for this team the past few years. Back, I believe it was 3 years ago, when they had Trey Woodyard, who is now at Valparaiso University.
Which is Division I, correct?
Yeah. He was not quite in high school yet, actually. That's my math.
Gotcha.
But
Sal,
yes, his freshman year, he would have been on the varsity team. Him and his brother have kind of been the driving force of this Red Raiders lineup over the past few years. Have not had much success, much like the Chieftains.
Now, Jack, I like the Jacob Salyer check-in here. Him and Caden Reams are not quite the same, a little bit the same. The difference in the fact is that Jacob's got a little bit of more of a not slasher mentality to him, but less shooting, a little bit more mid-range post moves.
He brings you a better ball handling too, and he's
100%.
Him and Reams. It looks like Salyer has grown a few inches.
In a couple months it feels
like. But him and Reams are probably the same lengthwise on defense, but Reams obviously more experienced, probably a better shooter from outside, but I mean, very interchangeable.
Now, the Chieftains are at 500. They pushed their record over 500 last week, the game we covered against Sydney. But they unfortunately dropped the game to Urbana. I did not have the luxury of watching it. Jack, were you there?
I was not, and I was keeping up with the game. Chiefs were up at the half by about 10, I believe. In my conversation with Carter Snap, it may have been a little bit less than that, but just couldn't hang on for the victory.
Yeah, and they ended up actually losing by 20, so it got away from them there in the end.
And you know, Urbana, a very strong rebounding team, scores a lot of points in the paint, very talented guards. As Zach Jones goes for the steal, will be called for the foul.
And Jack, what do you think of that call there? London's not liking it, Chiefs are loving it.
I'm not sure I like it that much. It's a little bit of a ticky-tacky foul. I don't believe enough contact was there for it to be called a foul, but I'm not an official, so I will keep my mouth shut.
Fair enough. Chiefs lead by 1 here with 2 minutes remaining in the first.
If the Chiefs continue to hit these threes, these Red Raiders are going to have to consider getting out of this defense. I mean, they're getting beat by Wilson. Gets his own rebound. Will be wrestled away by Jones.
Wilson not able to get to go. Good defense from London. Quick pass down low. Overton's going to take his first foul of the game. London going to the line.
And Carter not shooting great from the free throw this season, so we will see if he can get his some points on the board
only
tonight.
48%. That's below his team's average, and that's way below the Chiefs' average of 55.
Spoken into existence. He will miss the first.
Now, C.J. Wilson, since on the topic of free throws, like I said, that was a huge game for him last week, 22, 23 points. And like I said, that came from the free throw line. He had a 25% free throw percentage when I checked 2 weeks ago. He is now at 55.
Yeah.
So he has doubled his percentage in just a matter of 2 weeks.
Talk about a turnaround.
Yeah,
he had a rough start to the season by his standards. So seeing him finally get to his spots and make some layups, hit some free throws, which is exactly what you need from him on this Chiefs team. It's got to be pretty relaxing for him.
Wilson in the corner, will not let it fly. I like the call. As he's back open, gives them the look again.
Paint kind of clogged up by Overton, Story, and Snap right now. They're going to need to get that high-low action.
Now, it appears that London has switched to the 2-3 to compensate for a big boy down low. And a little bit of a travel there, no call.
Awful turnover by the Chiefs right there.
For sure. London's going to slow it down here. I don't know if they're will take it all the way down. It's possible. This is high school basketball.
Yeah. I mean, with the speed of Zach Jones, it's pretty hard to keep this offense contained for 50 seconds on the clock. Carter will race to the rim, Layup good.
Good move there from Carter. Now, sure enough, the Chiefs will take this one down.
We'll see. They've been feeling themselves from distance, and earlier in this quarter, maybe not as the quarter is extended, but it's very possible.
Snap at the free throw line to Wilson. To Overton, back to Snap. Nice pass down low. Will Snap just keep going? Will not be able to get to go. Good defense from London. Carter will just kick that out to Jones. Jones just take it for himself, and that's a great move from Zach Jones. And that's going to take us down to the end of the first quarter.
He just does a great job of skipping to the hoop on those layups. I mean, once he gets going, he's incredibly hard to stop. The Chiefs are going to need to take some charges in order to get momentum swinging their way.
Absolutely. London Red Raiders lead by 4 here in the early going. Now, Jack, I think what's interesting about this matchup in particular is that what I love about high school sports is that you can't really look at stats and predict games. You know, Vegas thinks they can do it with pro sports, but
they suck at it too.
Yeah, they do. But like, I mean, you look at the bottom of your screen tonight, you see the Raiders at 3-8. Now, I mean, theoretically speaking, they played one less game than the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs only have 6 losses, so the Raiders only have 2 more. But for some reason, you just look at the 3-8, it looks a lot worse than 6-6. And this team is not bad by any means.
And I would even go as far as to say that although the Chiefs have played the likes of Double and Jerome this year, London has not played slouches either, playing many Columbus teams, and still have more to go on the schedule in Bishop Hartley.
Yeah,
always going to be challengers for a team like this. Maybe not the start of the season that they wanted, and you know you're going to have that in high school sometimes. It takes time to get your guys going and get them hitting shots and find where your mojo is as a team and how you're going to make your money.
Yeah, absolutely. And really right now the CBC Kenton Trail Division is wide open. I mean, wide open.
Jonathan Alder kind of staking their claim the other night, although they played one more game, beating Ben Logan by 47 points. So that probably gives them a little edge.
I mean, that is a decisive win for sure.
The Chiefs have beat them though, and will look to play Shawnee next week. So we will see how this Kent Trail will begin to play out. Something I want to point out here, Zach, the Chiefs with Snap in the middle, putting Scott back in the game. They're looking to get a little bit of a triangle offense going. By keeping someone in the middle at all times, keeping him flashing, it really opens up layups and shot lanes.
And honestly, so far, I've been able to see how London has kind of been able to come out and surprise teams. The zone defense is very well put together.
I'd say they're very well.
That was a good 3 there out of C.J. Wilson. But they're forcing teams to take those shots. I mean, you cannot really get the ball down low with this team.
I'd say their biggest weak point is giving up the drive. You know, they stand very tall when they're in their spots on defense, which ends up hurting them.
Now, who do you expect kind of from Bellefontaine to take abuse of that tonight?
C.J. Wilson.
Yeah,
as we
that's
see
definitely who I thought of too.
We see his game getting to the. I mean, he scores almost all of his points from the lane, despite being already having 2 threes on the night. So if he can continue to get those looks inside, we know he's going to finish them eventually.
Yeah, right.
So we will see if the Raiders can eventually step up and stop him.
Snap.
And that guy right
low.
there.
He's going to take it for himself. Good move there from the veteran.
5 points on the night for him already. He's going to need to keep this pace up if he wants to.
Chiefs will turn the ball over. The Red Raiders will turn the ball over. The rookie, Jacob Salyer, will take it for himself. No foul called. Red Raiders on the fast break here. Zach Jones is running through literally everyone like a running back. And is that a jump ball call?
It looks like it, Zach. Interesting call.
Very interesting, to say the least. You know, Chiefs will take it. Wow. A little bit of ball grabbing there, but I was expecting maybe a block or a charge, not that.
Turner takes the ball up top. And one observation that I'm seeing right now is that this Red Raiders offense, as Brady Carter almost starts the turnover, is not very cohesive at all. They kind of look like they're just going to where they you know, just want to be.
Landon Smith is going to open his night up from the three-point line. As of right now, the game is pretty much even. I feel a little bit of a shift towards London in the early going here.
And Smith only 2.7 points per game on the year with his first 3 of the night, so he's looking to have a good game.
Good moves from Harper Scott. Will not be able to get a quality shot up here in the early going of the second quarter.
Chiefs will move into the 2-3 defense, tired of giving up lanes to Zach Jones.
Now, Jack, do you know anything about number 3 here, June Turner? He's a sophomore guard for the Red Raiders. Promising future for the youngin'.
Very shifty guard by what we've seen tonight. Obviously not having much impact on the offense as of right now with only 3 points a game. But, I mean, his presence cannot be understated as he hustles on defense, makes his offensive guy work for it. And that's exactly what you want from a young guard. You can't expect them to be great
and when you got 2 older guys averaging almost 3/4 of your entire team's points per game, it's kind of hard to get in the scoring department for sure.
It makes it a lot tougher. Of course.
Turner is averaging 3 on the year.
Snap will come out of the game for Overton Story.
Chiefs checking into the 2-3.
Near will look to put some pressure on Turner.
Maybe more of a 3-2, actually, sorry. Good rebound from the...
And I know that Jones is shooting about 36% on the year, but with only about 13 makes, I don't know if I like that shot.
Salyer open on the wing, will not be able to get it to go. Nice quality shot there from the sophomore. Turner working the ball. And London's going to go ahead and take a timeout here in the early going. And Jack, I tell you what, if you were to ask me right now, even at the end of this half, I do not know who would win this game. Very fast-paced and bang-bang in the beginning. It's kind of slowed down here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you, Zach. It doesn't seem as if either team has found their footing offensively yet. Both are kind of going to what feels natural to them. I believe the Chiefs are taking too many jump shots right now, which is kind of hurting their chances, and the Raiders need to tighten it up a little bit on both ends of the floor if they want to look to pull ahead in this game.
We have a unique view here tonight. We're actually behind the Chieftains bench, and we can see down into what Coach Stoley's saying to his boys. And
all access, baby.
Maybe if you pixel peek a little bit, you might be able to get the play going. But nice little unique view here tonight. Thank you to London High School for having us out. We are in a little bit of a shaky internet situation, so I do apologize for that. But thank you for purchasing the live stream tonight here on horvathproductions.com/live and tuning in. Like I said, big CBC matchup here. The Chiefs have to win out to probably secure the division, I guess, and conference championship. So anything from here on out for the Chieftains is huge, as Keegan Overton Story will fumble the ball, but no harm, no foul. It's going to tip off a London player.
Good pass by Reams into the paint. Overton Story has to secure that. It was a great opportunity for the team, but Chiefs retain the possession. Zach, if I'm in the Chieftains offense right now, you don't have your veteran scorer in Carter Snap, but you do have Caden Reams in. I'm going to try to run him off some screens and get something going from the three-point line. Scott will take the layup and one.
But yes, Jack, I do like your point. If, give or take, right, if the Chiefs can dominate the paint, they probably will go ahead and win this game. It's a matter of breaking the zone.
Of course.
The Red Raiders are almost swarm like down low as Keegan Overton Story almost takes out Brady there.
Zach, I'm telling you, they're not liking the physicality that he's bringing so far. Overton Story running around like a bull in a china shop.
You know, Keegan is always fun to watch because he just doesn't care, you know.
Yeah.
He's the type of guy to just swing it around. He'll take 3 fouls in the first quarter. He doesn't care. Leaves
everything out there, although he does get tired pretty easily. I mean, you get the most of him when he's out there.
Absolutely. C.J. Wilson, one in the backcourt. Couldn't quite see it from here. Chiefs will go into their regular defense. Carter on the ground to Turner to Jones.
And it seems to me when they don't know what they're doing, they just give it to Zach Jones. And I mean,
Yeah,
it makes
right.
sense. He's scoring 20 a game, but going up against a defensive or a much improved defensive team like the Chieftains, you've got to bring a little bit more.
And this is without St. Clair. Big wingspan
Yeah.
St. Clair. I mean,
We didn't know how much the Chiefs had independently improved without St. Clair, but this is showing tonight that they can hang with a
good
decent
defense
team.
there from Overton. Rebound not secured, and they will not get them to pay, but that is something I heard that they struggled very much with against Urbana, the Chieftains, and that's kind of what led them to losing that game. No rebounds from them really on the defensive end. I mean, I heard a time where Rayvon Rogan, obviously a very good player in the Central Buckeye Conference, rebounded his own shot 5 times. I mean, blame Spencer George. That's who I talked to, and he said that if he's being dramatic about it. But yeah, 5 times on a offensive rebound for the Urbana to put the basket in, and you can't have that at all. So very important for the Chieftains here, and that's actually where St. Clair got banged up last week. Or this week, right?
Yes.
Tuesday night?
Tuesday night. Snap will come back in the game.
Chieftains looking to run their offense here. Overton taking that snap position. As Snap will trade him with it. Reams from 3. Good rebound from Overton Story, and that's what we want to see early on. Not early on. We're almost halfway through the game already. Wow.
He's just too big, Zach. I mean, London, no real big man to speak of. Their strongest player being Zach Jones. When you get a smaller player on Overton, he's getting the rebound every single
Good
time.
pass. Jones almost pulls the and one, and he is not happy about the call. He wanted that and one, and I have to agree with him there a little bit of elbow touching from Reigns.
And he's an elite finisher, Zach. Having 10 points of the Raiders, 18 on the night already.
Snap is going to snap what he does. Snap is going to do what he does best.
Nothing but
Mid-range
net.
jumper. And the Chiefs and Red Raiders are trading shots right now here in the early going.
Kind of what we thought to begin with. Going to be a very close game. Not much defense to speak of.
Jones, nice pump fake. Is he going to take the mid-range shot? Will not be able to get it to go. Carter Snap on the fast break. See if he does hit himself. No, we'll pass it to Near. Good Euro step action there from Near a little bit to put the finish in.
We haven't seen that move be real good to him so far this season. So great shot by Riley Near.
What, the Euro step into the floater action?
Floater,
Yeah, the floater has not been the kindest to Riley Near. Another turnover for the Raiders.
I like that call right there.
Yeah.
Carter pushing Snap. And I tell you what, Zach, these Raiders are going to have to clean these fouls up. The differential is 6-2 right now, and those start to add up. I know we only have a minute left, but those personal fouls add up.
Yeah, for sure. And really, it shows that they're kind of getting a little bit scared on defense, I think. Bellefontaine is starting to move a little bit too quick for them. I think it's kind of showing the speed, even with Overton on the floor.
And
Overton's playing his heart out right now. I mean, he may not be huge on the scoring department, as Carter Snap will not be able to get the wing 3 to go. And the Raiders finally get their and one. That is number 33, Kyler Greenhill, another youngin' for the Red Raiders. A lot of young players on this roster. Good move from him down low.
it seems like to me this is a team who's really trying to get their young guys involved in order to get this program going for the future.
Yep.
Haven't seen a few down years. I mean, not really. Young guys not doing too well in the scoring department as he misses the free throw, but getting a lot of minutes in this game.
Wilson just moving a little bit too quick.
And
Nope, the push-off will be called on London.
And I tell you what, if Brady Carter wants to stay in this game and keep his impact, he's going to have to give a little more effort on defense.
Yep.
Just fouling Wilson out of bounds.
And Wilson appears to have his fingers jammed as Harper Scott checks in for the Chiefs. He's going to go to the line here, and this is what you were talking about with those fouls.
52 seconds left, Zach, and I tell you what, as we saw the JV game before this, these seconds can get stretched out a lot if you're shooting free throws.
Right.
So the Raiders may end up paying for these mistakes. And I tell you what, another thing that I noticed tonight, these Chieftain substitutions they're happening very fast. Looks like Coach Shawley's wanting to keep his guys fresh.
Now, Jack, call me stupid here for asking this question if you want. What happens if a player cannot take a free throw shot? Do you know?
I believe that they have someone else take it.
Is that what happens? Because, I mean, you've seen the time where was it when Steph broke his ankle and went out there? Oh, Kyrie broke his ankle, right? And went out there and shot the free throws before walking in the locker room.
I saw Kobe Bryant tear his Achilles.
Yeah, he did that too. You're right. So it makes me wonder. I don't know what they do. I don't know. Nonetheless, though, Wilson is okay.
It's like the Raiders are going to look to slow down the offense a little bit.
Big possession here for London, I do have to say. This game has really gone back and forth, and if you give up too many possession changes for London, their game's going to get out of their hands for sure. So this is a big possession. It looks like they're going to go ahead and just take this all the way down.
They're just playing patty cake with Jones at the moment.
And that is a critical turnover. Jones versus Wilson. Nice tip from Jones. Wilson's going to go up with it. And it's going to be Bellefontaine ball. That is a critical turnover.
And when you're in that kind of situation, you don't just want to keep passing the same player again. Great job by Riley Neer to force the steal for the Chieftains.
Near to Wilson again. Wilson loves his baseline, so he's going to go down there. Timeout. 30-second call from Coach Stolley. I like it.
You want to get your guys kind of settled down a little bit with only 13 seconds remaining in the quarter. You have a chance to get one more bucket and be up by
now,
6
Jack,
at half.
Caden Reams is on the floor. I know this is more of an NBA call. What do you like about a little draw-up lane here to get Reams to shoot the three? I mean, that's going to put the Chiefs up 7, which is a lot of points going into the first half. I mean, going into the end of the first half.
With 13 seconds left, I'm not sure I like it. Just drawing up a play, going out of bounds. You're going to want to, obviously, you're going to want to take the best look, but obviously, especially in high school basketball, a 2-point shot is much more realistic in this kind of situation.
And we did talk about that in the pregame. The pregame before we went live here. I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just thought maybe it'd be interesting to see because, I mean, 7 points is quite a bit for this game with how much they've been trading shots back and forth. I'm not saying London can't get a roll going, but they just haven't been really able to hang defensively as Harper Scott's got a wide open look down low.
And he won't get it.
Not able to get it to go. And the Raiders will now have a chance here. No foul call. Zach Jones will just pull up and let it fly. No call. I mean, no good. And Stapp will just throw it across. And that's going to take us down to the end of the first half. Quick little first half there.
Interesting end of the game by Snap, shooting a full court shot with over 3 seconds left, and Wilson getting the no call on Jones.
Yeah, I mean, that was interesting. As Stolley takes a deep breath here going into the locker room. Yeah, I mean, that was very interesting for sure. We are going to take a quick little 8-minute break here on HorvathProductions.com/live. Like I said, thank you for all the people that have been here with us this season. Thank you for the ones that are just joining us tonight. It really means a lot to us. You guys are the reason that we get to cover Chieftain basketball in general, and you guys are the ones funding us at the end of the day, so we 100% appreciate you tuning in tonight. Second half basketball here at London High School coming right at you in 8 minutes. Welcome back to London High School. Chiefs are up 4, Jack. What'd you really think of that first half, and kind of what are your big reflections?
I think it's kind of how we predicted it to go, Zach. Both teams doing well on the offensive side of the ball. Not much defense to speak of with a score of 24-20, kind of your average high school score at this point in the game. We've seen some signs of life from the likes of C.J. Wilson and Carter Snap, and, of course, Zach Jones from the Red Raiders. Not much else to speak of. Brady Carter has been trying to make an impact, but has ended up fouling more often than not. So,
yeah, for sure.
A very back-and-forth battle so far.
And, yeah, I don't think I can really predict who's going to win. I've kind of liked the way the Chiefs have played without St. Clair tonight. It's a huge loss for them, like you said.
Yeah, they've done really well in his absence, I'd say, with the his 10 points a game and only going up from here, and his impact on the defensive end. I'd say this is a great effort by the Chieftains so far.
Absolutely.
It's like Chieftains will inbound the ball to start the second half, going with the same starters who entered the game. Overton Story not having as much of an impact on this game as we thought he would with his own defensive London, but Chiefs are not batting an eye at it.
No, not at all. I mean, at least I think Coach Stawley sees something that we don't. He likes a faster play as June Turner will fall down. Wilson's going to take advantage of that and let the three fly.
It looks like the Red Raiders will switch to man to start the half.
And I have really enjoyed watching C.J. Wilson the past couple of games, and he's kind of really starting to come into his own as a player.
Yeah, he's coming alive. 20 points, or 22 points last game, 11 so far in this one. He's doing very well. These Chieftains in games where St. Clair has either gotten injured or not had much of an impact.
London's going to draw the foul here. Brady Carter shooting 2.
Looks like that will be Snap's first foul of the half. Excuse me, Scott.
I thought it was Snap too, to be honest with you, so no worries.
And I think we're going to start to see the same kind of rotation that him and Overton have been sharing, but just in reverse roles as the second half continues on. Around that 4-minute mark is when we start to see those substitutions fly in for the Chieftains.
You know, has Zach Jones been taken out at all yet?
No, and for good reason. I mean, you see him flying around the court. He never runs out of energy, and he's the life of this Red Raiders team.
Near's going to get the open look from the mid-range. Kind of came a little bit contested there at the end.
Just not enough air
Turner
on that one.
To Carter. Carter, nice Euro step action. Good finish there.
Wilson wanted a travel call, but it looked to me like some good footwork by Carter
Yeah,
to get
for
the
sure.
layup.
Kind of just went right past him. Good defense from the Raiders. Getting physical down there.
Near maintains the pass. It gets bad out to Wilson.
Wilson's going to go to the baseline per usual. Just going to go up with it on Turner. And we're shooting 2.
And it will be Turner's first foul of the half as well.
See if Wilson can continue the 55% free throw percentage that he has. And like I said, has improved it over double since a couple weeks ago when he was shooting 25%.
No, I wouldn't go as far as to say as we can throw out his old free throw percentage, but he's definitely improved.
Yeah, correct, 100%. He's kind of improved as a player, really, the last couple of weeks as he gets his first one to go.
Seems to me like he's just getting more confident in his role in the offense, obviously. St. Clair taking some of the attention away from him, and it opens up driving lanes that he loves to take advantage of. Wilson will split them, and it will be the Red Raiders ball.
Sloppy turnover there for the Chiefs.
It's like the Chieftains will stay in the press look. Scott manning the back in place of Overton. Red Raiders will look to pass it around and get something going, keeping Zach Jones in that middle spot. Cross-court pass to Turner.
Turner is not a fan of shooting. I thought he was going to let that one fly.
Oh, and I mean, that's kind of his role as a player so far. He's just kind of there to facilitate a little bit and keep the offense or play some defense. Never mind, as he hits the Turner hits the 3.
Jack, you know it's funny because
it's
funny because I feel like when we say something, it happens. Like talk about how it's not been happening, and then it does.
Seriously.
6 minutes remaining here in the third, and this game is just neck and neck. No one really has an edge in here on. I keep going to say early. It's not early. We're in the second half.
Chieftains look to be in disarray. Carter snap, pulls up for the jump shot. Nothing but net.
And I swear that kid, since the 5th grade, has had a clean jump shot.
Yeah, legend has it. He came out the womb with a good
right.
jump shot.
That is what I've heard. As he breaks up a pass there. Hayden Reams is going to take it for himself. No one expected that one. Wow. And he abused that. Jones going to have to do something here for his Red Raiders. Good defense. I mean, good rebound there from his companion, Brady Carter.
Jones is going so fast, you'd think we were playing with the shot clock, Zach. I mean, right after Reams hit that floater, he was already down the court with the ball scoring away.
Yeah, for sure. And I have to say, that was a nice little move there from Caden Reams. I don't know if he knew that no one thought he was going to do that or if it kind of just happened.
I mean,
but I didn't expect it.
That slow-mo layup move, it's kind of hard to execute, but Reams doing a great job there, kissing it very soft off the top of that glass to give these Chiefs a 4-point lead.
Absolutely. It's been a very exciting game here tonight. Like I said, this is an in-conference matchup. And it's been tight all the way so far.
Yeah, of course, only a 4-point swing. Or we saw the Chiefs guy go up by 6 that first possession, but it's been within 4 for the entirety of this game. And honestly, Zach, I don't know if we are going to see either team pull away. Both doing an excellent job on the offensive end of the ball. Not much defense to speak of, but, I mean, and sometimes you just have games like that.
And, Jack, I do have to agree with that. Bellefontaine is up only 2 possessions here.
It's like Kyler Greenhill will put the pressure on Near. He will throw it away to Wilson with Turner on him.
Jones and Carter both at 10 points for London.
And we haven't really seen them split the scoring load like that across their games this season. Jones well under his average of 20 points, but Carter already meeting his of 10.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
Even pretty balanced scoring attack from them tonight as Wilson will draw the foul. He goes to the line for 2.
Almost an and one. He is now at 12 points, I believe, Jack. So Wilson is on record to do another very good night in the scoring department if he can land these free throws and continue it on.
Had a decent game against Urbana, not quite matching his performance against Sydney, but
yeah, I mean, that Sydney game was just, I mean, I'm not going to say that's going to be the best performance of his career. I'm not by any means, since he's only a junior, but that was definitely the best performance of his career so far.
Looks like the free throw bug nipped him there as he misses the first one. He's creeping back in the door.
Wilson 2 for 3 from the line tonight. Will not be able to get that second shot to go, so he's right on record for his percentage. Chiefs still only lead by 4. London wins that possession. His number 0 is wide open down low. That is Kobe Payne, senior, not known for his scoring, but nice little move there.
Yeah, great move by him to get that layup. Put some English on it, getting right in the basket.
Wilson getting aggressive. Good defense from London. And like I said, there has now been another momentum swing towards the Raiders. And they are creeping on the doorstep of tying it again as Kobe Payne may go for more. Good rebound there from Zach Jones, and we are at a tied ball game, Jack.
And the Chiefs are not putting in great effort right now, Zach. Wilson shaking his head at the call. This is how he gets out of games.
Yeah.
He gets in his own head and just starts making stupid mistakes. Chiefs are going to have to look to improve on their effort.
Now I expect veteran Carter Snap to kind of reel him back in. Good offensive rebound for the Chieftains as Wilson's just going to let it fly. Almost gets it to go, not quite. Good shot selection. Chiefs are going to go ahead and try the jump ball option. And they will get the ball back. The London High School gym does not like that call.
You know, we've kind of seen some back and forth calls like that all night. Oh, whoa. The Red Raiders will retain the possession.
Oh, so I guess I wondered. Okay.
Arrow must have got the arrow wrong. Anyway. Chiefs will back out of the press. Interesting move by them, something they haven't quite gotten out of the habit of doing all night. Looks to me as if they will be within in a 2-3 look.
It looks like Mr. Wolverton, athletic director for London, is a man for the people, I guess, as he wipes up the sweat on the ground.
Salyer leads the press. Jones getting in the middle, pull up in the paint, good for 2.
He is deadly. London, I believe, takes their second lead of the night. Chiefs have pretty much ruled the whole game.
Yeah, Chiefs are going to have to get back in this game and fast. London holding all of the momentum right now.
And the London student section is starting to get loud. Can the Chiefs contain it? Wilson, another baseline move, no foul called. And that's going to be Bellefontaine ball. Wilson wanted the call. And the ref and Wilson are exchanging some words. And do not draw a technical foul. That is going to be critical if that doesn't happen. And good timeout there for Stolly.
And Wilson's going to have to keep his mouth shut if this team wants to try to take back this momentum, only down 2, but not doing his team any favors by mouthing off to the ref. Obviously, you know, we don't always agree with the calls the refs make.
Yeah.
And too many times referees take it too personally. But it's a hard job to do.
No, it is, 100%. You know, I think it was, I actually heard it. I think he handled it very professionally, just saying to Wilson that he needs to play ball and let him do his job, and that's fair enough. And Wilson kind of let go of it from there. It's a good move from him. And overall, good, mature containment there from the referee. And I don't think they performed very bad tonight at all. I mean, some of the best I've seen personally. And like you said, your theory of saying that in-conference matchup refs care a little bit more, know if that's actually true or not, but your theory has proved correct so far. I mean, these are probably the best refs we had in our time of live streaming games here in the 2022-2023 season.
No.
So
I think kind of part of that is just the fact that this game is so close. I mean,
that too. So they're gonna call it as they see it for sure.
Yeah, the games we've seen have been pretty lopsided either way at most points.
Yeah,
but
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the lake, and that game wasn't called awfully either.
Salyer will take the ball out for the Chieftains, playing a strong role.
Well, Fallon loves that kick-out pass down low.
Good play to try to get a three, but when you get pushed too far out like Reams did.
Payne's going to knock it loose from Salyer, and Salyer's just going to take the broken-up defense and get it to go. Chiefs are going to tie this game back up. We are trading shots here.
Excellent job by Salyer to get the layup. We haven't seen him drive like that much, mainly mid-range, so great to see him getting going.
Zach Jones on at the free throw line. We know he's deadly. He's going to kick it to his partner, Brady Carter, and they're going to take the lead again.
The Red Raiders have no big men out on the floor right now, and Carter is in the paint taking layups. Interesting decision by the Red Raiders, not having much to work with on the offensive side of the ball, but they're making do with it.
This gym is starting to get loud. What will the Chiefs do to stop the home crowd?
Snap misses his wide open man, Overton down low. And Chiefs will
Raiders head coach wanted the call, will not get it. Overton at the top of the key. You don't usually see him there. He's going to make his way back down to the post. And that's going to be a foul. I mean, a foul, excuse me. Yeah, a foul, sorry. I was going to say penalty. A foul on the Raiders.
On number 0, Kobe Payne. His third of the night, Zach. These Red Raiders always seem to be having more fouls than the other team.
Caden Reams, pump fake, lets it fly, no good. Overton on the rebound, gonna go back up with it, and will not be able to get it to go. Harper Scott again, Wilson top of the key, pump fake, and they call the travel. Yep. Wow, and I honestly, that was close. I didn't really see it. I was kind of paying attention to what was maybe gonna happen after that.
It was a good call. He had a little bit of a stutter step and dragged his pivot foot.
Wilson not happy. I think he knew it was a travel too, no argue for sure.
And he's not doing as well this quarter as we have seen him do in the last two, so he's going to have to get his head back in the game if he wants to lead these Chieftains to a win.
Foul called.
Zach Jones getting physical.
Now, Jack, it's tough because the Chiefs appear they need another timeout. I mean, Wilson is clearly not happy, but you can't use them here. I mean, it's the second half. You have to save these for the end of the game, and it's tough. This is where it gets down to the nitty-gritty as London nails another one. That is number 33, Kyler Greenhill, young sophomore.
Gives the Red Raiders a 5-point swing, Zach.
This biggest is their lead of the game, I believe, so far. So what are the Chieftains going to do here to answer?
They're going to have to get something going in fast. I mean,
critical possession here.
They're dying out.
Still plenty of time left. 1 minute left here in the third. Caden's going to go. And that is a charge. I like the call. I mean, I was going to say draw the foul, but he had his feet planted. I mean, good call there from the referee.
And I tell you what, Zach, I do agree with the call there. It looked like a little too out of control for Reams, but
sophomore.
when you talk to these refs that way, I mean, it does not make them any easier on their team.
Fair enough. Kyler Greenhill getting big. Will take the charge. Good to play for the team. London is at a turning point right now with their ball club as Kobe Payne puts it in for 2. And that will probably end the third quarter of the game. Oh, excuse me, sorry. We are at 46. On your screen, the scoreboard camera has kicked over slightly. We are at 42.2, not 2.2.
Looks like a foul on the ground right there. Chiefs will be shooting.
Riley Neer is not shot from the line tonight.
a little bit of confusion on the court right now. Neer will look to get his first points of the game. This free throw is shooting about 50% on the year. And the first one is no good. Snap and Reams come in for Wilson and Overton Story. Great call by Coach Dolly. Wilson is having some issues scoring the ball right now. They're going to look to get him back in as soon as possible, as he's very important to the offensive attack this game. Neer hits the second one, splits them. Chieftains come out of the press attack a little bit. Red Raiders look to get back in the swing of things on offense after that shot by Kobe Payne.
40 seconds remaining here in the third.
Carter driving to the basket. Falls into the trap. Out to Kyler.
Zach Jones with the ball. Probably going to see what he can do here. Nice little kick. And, I mean, if I'm London, no harm, no foul taking it down here.
Yeah, they're in a very desirable spot right now. Up 6, not quite their biggest lead of the game, but they definitely like where they're at compared to last quarter. Chiefs getting a little too cramped on that zone. And the final shot will not go. Rebound put back, no good either from number 1, Hunter Candy, and this will bring us into the fourth quarter. Raiders up by 6.
Jack, we are going to have a game here. I will correct your scoreboard here. I know you're seeing on the screen it is cropped out. Jack, honestly, what are the Chiefs going to do here? I mean, I started to slip away from them in the last few minutes.
I tell you what, Wilson's going to have to get back in the game and kind of regain his composure if these Chiefs want an opportunity to win. He's the leading scorer for the team tonight. Snap as well with 9 points. He's going to have to hit some shots. The Chiefs are going to have to go back to their identity that they've found this season. Kind of staying composed, being comfortable in moments like this when it's not always the easiest. And they don't have their leader on the court tonight, and it's going to be hard in this kind of situation. But this is going to be a true test of their capability as a team.
Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't agree with that more. And we have had a great game here tonight at London High School. Thank you for tuning in to horvathproductions.com/live and taking a chance with us. We have made the trek here to London High School. This is an away game for the Chiefs. London will be traveling to Bellefontaine February 10th. That will be the Kylie game. We have the rights to that game, so we will be doing it. And I'm pretty excited for that one.
Depending on the outcome of this game, it should be a great one.
Yeah.
Assuming St. Clair's back by then.
Yeah, for sure. That will be an exciting match. More news on that event and things involving that game will come in the near future from me and us at Horvath Productions. But anyway, we are now here on the fourth quarter. Bellefontaine's going to inbound the ball, and we are underway. Jack, it's going to get steamy.
And here we are, Wilson back in the game. Coach Shawley going with the starting lineup. He looks to be a little bit more composed than when he left the court, so maybe he can get something going.
Harper Scott looking to pass first.
Kind of stared down
aggressive defense
the
from
defense
London.
right there.
Yeah.
Yep, and good call.
A little bit of a reach in there.
Zach Jones, very physical defender, always putting his body up on whoever he's guarding, and sometimes you just pay the price with a whistle.
Zach play football?
Yeah. Very good football player.
Yeah, and he's kind of got that dog mentality. I can see it in him a little bit.
He's got that dog in him.
Chiefs trail by 6.
Red Raiders will go back into the kind of hybrid zone look.
Wilson took the look. He's going to take that down low. No foul called.
And Wilson's got to stop looking at the refs and just getting back on defense. They're already not happy with him, and they're not
playing basketball right now. They are loving it. Home court advantage is helping. For sure here.
Looks like they're going to try to slow the game down a little bit and hang on to this lead. Well, they still have 7 minutes left to kill.
Bellefontaine looking to keep their record at 500. Looking to go above 500 tonight, not trying to drop below. Good little first quarter there, Mark, for the Chieftains early on the season.
Yeah, and they've done pretty well as the season has gone on.
Yeah.
But obviously a tough loss last week by 20 to Urbana, and now they find themselves down 6 at Red Raiders.
And like I said early on, not 100% sure, but this is a must-win probably. I mean, realistically, this is a must-win for them to keep their hopes alive for the Kenton Trail Division champions.
Yeah, and Chiefs
Carter will draw a foul.
Yeah, he will go to the line to shoot too. Chiefs winning the game against Jonathan Alder obviously greatly helps their chances, but that first game was against Shawnee, not treating them too kindly.
And Tecumseh. I mean,
yes, the 6-point loss to Tecumseh is not helping their chances as of late either.
I mean, if you would even ask me 3-ish weeks ago, I would have said no shot. I mean, they started 0-2 in the Kenton Trail. I mean, I want to know the stat that how many people have started 0-2 in their division or conference and went on to win the conference. You know, that's probably not a lot. So,
and if any year, if it were to happen any year, as Carter misses both, if it were to happen any year, it would be this year, as the CBC has been blown wide open. No team, all teams sharing the same amount of wins.
Yeah, and that's kind of it has been a little bit of an abnormal year because there's times where a team will just 100% sweep their conference, right? Yeah. Or only take one loss, and there's just no way if you lose two.
Yeah, we don't really see that kind of domination this year.
No.
A lot of balanced teams.
Like I said, that huge win for Bellefontaine with Alder at home, which is going to be another tough matchup for him when they go there. Wilson going to try to see if he could take this game over. Will not be able to get it to go. That's very unfortunate for the Chieftains. They are down 3 possessions.
And he just runs right down the court and gets a foul on the ground. Number 23, Brady Carter, will take it out of, or will draw it for the Raiders. Chiefs and Raiders sharing almost the same amount of fouls. The Raiders with 6, Chiefs with 5. That's a big differential from what we saw
Jack,
first half.
We have talked about this before. Keegan Overton's story has not played in a very long time, and he was doing pretty good from the rebounding department and defense. Does Coach Stolley, do you think you should give him a look here?
From the scoring side of things,
that is such a good move.
Beautiful move. He's not been doing much on the scoring side of the ball, and when you have an all-guard lineup like this in right now, it's kind of hard to get a guy like him involved. So,
Carter,
great shot by Snap.
Gonna see if he can get his boys going with a huge 3. That is very important there for the Chieftains as they keep the game within reach.
And like I was saying, when you keep a mobile, wow, Jones was charging right through the defense.
So quick, nice pass down low to Payne. Bellefontaine has to get back. Good move from Scott. He's going to get slacked in the eye. No call.
And he's throwing his hands up, too. Not a good sign from the Chieftains, although they're getting back in this game.
Snap. Harper Scott appears to be only playing with one eye as he's been poked. Not feeling good as he
puts a
June Turner. A little bit of a lucky bounce in there, but it is going London's way right now.
And Chiefs not getting anything to go for him.
Travel call.
Illegal screen by Scott. He's not happy about it after getting poked in the eye and getting called for the whistle. And I got to say, I can't blame him.
Harper Scott is still complaining to the ref about that no call. And I have to say that is just, you get poked in the eye, that's just supposed to be a foul, Jack. I mean,
Yeah, and I didn't quite see it. I thought that he got tapped a little bit, but the way he was holding that eye, obviously.
Yeah, it wasn't a flop, that's for sure. He was not asking for a foul there. He was legit poked in the eye.
Chiefs have 2 more timeouts left in the quarter, electing to use one at the 5-minute mark.
How about these Red Raiders, though, really using the home court to their advantage?
Yeah, and still we don't see really one player for the Raiders taking over. Obviously, you have the older guys, Carter and Jones, handling much of the scoring load. But they're hovering around the same mark, and a lot of the young guys just kind of playing off them and doing what they can. Excuse me.
Time is beginning to run out for the Chieftains. As we are just under 5 minutes to go here in this interconference matchup at London High School. Chiefs are back in action on Tuesday against Graham. And then another interconference game. Chiefs are looking to get revenge against Springfield Shawnee next Friday night as we are back here at London High School. Turner taking the ball up. Critical stop here, I think, for the Chiefs. You cannot force to be looking into double digits, being down.
If they get down any more than this, it's going to be increasingly hard for them to come back, especially the lack of offense that has been shown these past 2 possessions.
Nice pass to Kobe Payne, and he's going to let it fly. No defensive rebound for the Chieftains, unfortunately. You have to capitalize on those.
Scuffle breaking out.
All right.
Oh, my.
Get him out. Good. Carter Snap, being the veteran leader there, is going to pull him away. You know, if this was Sports Center, I'd be getting hyped right now. I do not like to see that from a high school basketball game.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that at all.
Coach Solly obviously not happy with this guy.
And Harper Scott continues to have eye problems, as he was poked a lot, apparently. And wow. Jack, did you see what happened there? I did not.
It looked like to be a foul call on Reams. Scott still upset about his eye.
Yeah.
Not having the most patience at the moment.
And
Reams.
Jack, that may, if Caden Reams gets a technical foul, that may be the game.
Well, they're talking it over. So obviously there's going to be one. Punches were thrown, shoves were thrown.
Here it
Looks
comes.
like they're going to cancel out from Payne, and Reams would be my guess.
And I like the call. I like that. I mean, it was so bang. I mean, it's not like Reams was honestly a little bit more aggressive there than I thought than Payne, but
you can't have this in this kind of game, especially when the Chiefs are down like this, obviously down 7 without St. Clair. They're not doing themselves any favors right now. I know it can be hard to maintain composure in these moments, but now, it's just necessary.
Jack, does a flagrant eject you in high school?
Flagrant. I believe it's the same rules as the NBA, but it wouldn't be a flagrant. It'd be a technical.
Sorry. Excuse me.
And
Reams is going to go ahead and go to the locker room here. Is that an ejection? I do not know. Salyer, the young gun's going to check in. Huge opportunity for him to take this game over and get these critical minutes.
And yeah, I believe that is the right thing to do in this kind of situation. You can't have that kind of reaction. Payne will also exit the game for the Red Raiders. Actually, he will stay on the court. Or no,
he's not there. They are escorting him to the locker room.
And we've seen the matchup between these teams get increasingly heated year after year. Both teams struggling. It's always a fight.
Yeah, a little bit of a rivalry in all sports. I mean, all sports has been a rivalry. Big game here.
Of course, the Red Raiders knocking the Bellefontaine Chieftains off the last game of the regular season, I believe it was. So I believe, of course, it's going to carry over into this.
A lot of drama here in the late going. Thank you for tuning into our live stream here at horvathproductions.com/live. Of course, that is not what we wanted to see whatsoever, and I'm very sad to announce it and call that had to happen. It's just a high school basketball game at the end of the day, but obviously these players, when they're in it, it is not. But anyway, we have a basketball game to call here still. 4.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Chieftains, it's still anyone's game, but I don't know what Stolly and Coach London are smiling and laughing right now. So I think they're going to go ahead and settle this. Great maturity there from the refs, great maturity from the coaches.
And like you said, you just got to remember it's a game at some points. Things get heated, words get thrown around. It's not worth having your team lose a game over, and it's unfortunate to see players from both sides react in this kind of manner. But I will say this, Zach, for the next 4 minutes and 33 seconds of this game, I can promise you it will be interesting, and we will be hanging on to every second of it. Looks like they are still trying to mediate the situation as feelings have calmed down a little bit. And we've got a pretty chatty gym here in London, Ohio.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I appreciate you tuning in tonight. A little bit of Wi-Fi issues here in the early going for us. I hope the streaming experience at home isn't awful for you. This is not our typical streaming setup. We have traveled here 50 minutes to bring you this game, and it has not disappointed.
And it looks like, here we are.
We are going to go double flagrants here, Jack.
Sorry.
Both teams. Caden Reams and Kobe Payne have been ejected from the ball game. We are going to move on from that and not talk about it anymore, but both teams will be shooting too.
I would like to point out the maturity of Harper Scott, easing it over with the ref, obviously not having a good game up to this point. Oh, London's head coach not happy with the offset technicals.
I think he wanted it just on Caden. And it's hard for the ref, man. I don't know what you do there. Both kids were pushing each other.
Yeah, you
Someone threw a punch.
You sign up to ref a basketball game, not to mediate a fight.
Right. Like I said, as soon as we get going here, we will move on from that and not talk about it again, because I do not like to see it. And I don't like to see it. I just don't. It's a game at the end of the day.
Looks like there's still a little bit of disagreement on what the call is going to be. Will they add another foul to the mix?
I don't quite know what's going on here.
It seems a little late to be discussing calls. Don't know what that was about. Looks like they were just trying to switch the free throw shooter. And number 33 will hit the first one. He makes the second one. Kyler Greenhill to put the Raiders up 9. And I believe, Zach, we're going to see a little bit more fight from the Chieftains here after seeing Reams go down like that. May have lit a fire in them.
Wilson to the baseline. Will not be able to draw the end one, and he's not very happy about that.
And it looks like I know you said you want to forget about it. It looks like the little scuffle calmed him down a little bit and reminded him where he is, and is enabling him to get back in the swing of the game and doing what he does best, and that is driving to the rack. Wilson not quite following up his great performance from the line from last game, but here he is, 3 for 5, will hit the first, cutting the lead down to 8 for these Chieftains. Still plenty of time left in this game. Hitting this second free throw would be huge. And he will not. Kyler Greenhill gets the rebound, and the Raiders will look to push it in the offense, pass it to Turner, and the Chieftains are going to bring a little bit of pressure.
49-40. I know we are experiencing technical difficulties here at London High School. Unfortunately, the internet setup is not the best. If you can only hear us, I am sorry.
Turner gets trapped in the corner. Jones takes it up top, drives to the basket, passes off to Greenhill. 4-3, will not go. Zach Jones will get the ball, throw it back in bounds, out of bounds on the Chieftains. And they will be running man out of this look. We've seen a lot of variety in the Chieftain defense throughout this whole game. And on the ground foul on C.J. Wilson. Jones will draw it, and he will be going to the line. And this game has kind of gotten out of hand. Not quite score-wise, but lots of extra action happening. Jones will look to meet his, or get closer to his average. He's sitting at about 13 points right now. Oh, excuse me, 16 points. And he will miss the first. Wilson with the rebound, corrals it down, and is looking to get this Chieftain offense going once more. Back to Neer, commands it from the top, drives into the paint, off the snap, gets his dribble, goes up for 2, will not make the layup, and out of bounds on the Chieftains, going the other way. And they still look disheveled. Have to forget about the commotion that has plagued this game from the outset. And they will pass it, the Red Raiders pass it to Turner, and they will stay in the press. Snap bringing a little pressure. Jones gets it out on the wing, drives to the paint, little contact, does not matter. He takes it to the basket, will draw the foul, and he will be shooting 2 at the line. Neer wanting a travel call there.
And I am sorry, like I said, we are experiencing a little bit of internet problems here in the late going. There was pushing and shoving. I'm working to see what I can do here.
Jones will shoot 2 more at the line, looking to extend this Red Raiders lead to double digits and break the 50-point mark. And he will hit the first. 17 points in the game now for him. He has been the engine to this London offense tonight from wherever he's scoring at. He will hit the second. Raiders jump out to a 10-point lead on these Chiefs. Overton Story will check back in the game for the Chieftains. They're going to have to get something going. at this point. They will bring the pressure with Overton Sword coming back in the game. Chiefs passing it around, gets back to Near in the middle, coming up the court. Looking to run off some ball screens a little bit. Near loses the ball. Jones corrals it, and he brings pressure. Greenhill will take it up the court for the Red Raiders. Takes it to the right wing. Passes back up to Turner. They're looking to get in their offense. Near bringing the pressure. Back to Greenhill. And they're looking to waste some time here. Only 3 minutes left in the game, up 10. They like where they're at. Carter will pass it back to Greenhill. Down in the post to Jones. Foul called on Jacob Sire of the Chieftains. Too grabby down in that low post area.
51-49.
His third foul of the game. And both teams sitting in the double bonus. Oh, excuse me. Raiders in the double bonus, Chiefs in the bonus. And almost 20 combined fouls for both of these teams has been a very scrappy game, and shows the nature and character of these two teams and how hard they're willing to fight to get the result they want.
If you are still with us and not experiencing the technical difficulties, I appreciate you bearing with us here in the late game. Of course, as soon as it gets interesting, our internet starts to go out.
Jones.
51-41, 52-41. It is starting to get out of hand here for the Chiefs.
Timeout will be called. Red Raiders going up 11. And looks like this game is kind of getting out of hand for the Chieftains. Not having much luck on offense so far, doing an okay job of breaking the press, but they can't stop Jones. I mean, he's just been getting to the line over and over and over again. Coach Stolle trying to inject a little discipline into his guys and get them ready to go for these last 3 minutes of fighting. Try to give them a chance in this game, which they've seen slip away right out of their hands after being up 4 points at the halfway point. Have only scored about 9 points since that, and the Red Raiders have just taken off offensively.
Yeah, and needless to say, everything's taken off. The internet here has taken off. The game has taken off, and it really is just not a night to remember for sure.
But as we edge into conference play, both teams are going to be willing to do whatever it takes to win, as we see Zach Jones hyping up his guys, trying to get them to hold on to this Chieftain lead.
I'm sorry if you're experiencing buffering. Like I said, thank you for purchasing the live streaming here at horvathproductions.com/live.
Near will take it out for the Chieftains. He has the sideline. Chieftains will run the two twin guards off each other. Snap comes up, gets the ball. Back to Near, takes it up the court for the Chieftains. Off to Wilson. They will run in a set offense with the Raiders being in man. Near comes off the screen, will pull it from 3. Won't go. Jones with the hustle, bats it into Canny. And they're going to look to move it up the court. Carter coming down the left sideline. He has 2 guys on him, will pass it away. Back to Greenhill, to Turner. And they'll look to slow it down a little bit. And they are just trying to get this game to be over with and take their win. Looking to make it 3 in a row.
And overall, just great fourth quarter performance there for the Raiders. I mean, that was...
they did a fantastic job battling adversity. Zach Jones willing them as he will get the ball
right there. Wow.
Yeah. Keeping Riley Near honest with all those jabs. Takes it to the baseline. We'll pass it back out to Carter, and they're not going to take the shot. They want to hold on to this basketball.
Minute 50 remaining, and that'll probably do it, folks. London Red Raiders will handball Fountain their 3rd in-conference loss. Thank you for tuning in tonight with us. I am so sorry about the technical difficulties at the end. We are out and about here tonight, not at our home school.
Carter snap, foul. We'll send Brady Carter to the line, shooting 2. A timeout will be called by the Red Raiders.
There was a bit of a confrontation. I believe the stream cut out during that, so that's actually kind of a good thing, I guess. I appreciate you tuning in. We are not going to have a post-game show here tonight due to the technical difficulties. So, Jack, any thoughts or opinions here, kind of to reflect on the game in these last minute 40.
For the Chieftains, I would say this just shows how important Tavian St. Clair has been, will be, and will always be for this team this season.
Yep.
Without him, the Chieftains have
Yep.
struggled on the offensive end at times, lacking their confident leader. Red Raiders, 3 in a row for them, beating very competitive teams. Chieftains at 6 wins. They're looking to move to 4-8 on the season. Getting wins over Graham and Shawnee, very impressive in their own right. Chieftains looking to make a push to the top of the conference, will not be able to put a strong enough effort to it tonight. And they're showing that they can be a very scary team coming into late season, willing to pop off at any moment. And, you know, they're showing how hard they're willing to fight, too. And that's something you've always got to take into account when playing a team who's under 500.
And I want to get back to the game. I'm sorry. I will be sending a free voucher to anyone that has watched the game tonight for next week's live stream against Springfield Shawnee. Big rivalry game from the Chiefs. They're going to look to split with them this year. If you have purchased the stream tonight, I will be sending you a free voucher. Check for that in your email. You can message me at zach@horvathproductions.com. Like I said, I am very apologetic of the internet technical difficulties here tonight. We will make it right, and you will be getting a free voucher in your email within probably early, middle next week. Minute 40 here remaining.
Carter will miss the first free throw. And he splits, pushes it to a 12-point lead for the Red Raiders. Near driving it down the court, has to Salyer in the corner, nothing there, back out to him. Gives a little jab, snap, catches it down to the post, goes up for 2, it's good. Back to single digits back to 10 points for the Chieftains. Greenhope passes it into Turner. Chiefs are going to try to bring the pressure despite being down 10 with only about a minute left to go. Salyer intercepts the pass to Snap. Gets his three-point block.
Jones.
CJ Wilson in the corner will take the 3 as well. Will not go. And Jones gets the rebound. Maybe steps out of bounds. Is not called. And Turner's running down the court. Gives it right back to Salyer.
No travel call. 10 points. The divide between the Chieftains and Red Raiders is almost out, but Harper Scott blocked.
And one.
Wow. All right.
What? I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah,
had to put a lot of spin to get that to go. When
Wow.
Chieftains all of a sudden in position to only be down 7 with 51.5 left to go in the game. It's not over till it's over, Zach. We'll see if the Chieftains can push it.
Critical free throws here. Will not be able to get the end one to go. That miss might do it. Chiefs are going to go ahead and start fouling.
Near, not sure if he wanted to foul there or not. We'll put the Red Raiders back on the line. And Jones, we have seen him here a lot tonight.
Thank you for purchasing our live stream. You know, Jack, it was a great game, and it sucks to see that it's shifted due to a tussle.
Invariably,
Yeah. Wow.
that is just always going to be a part of the game, Zach. You know, live, you learn, life goes on, but it's going to be a tough lesson for this Chiefs team and this Red Raiders team who have come out stronger after. They're going to have to keep their head in the game more often. I mean, we've seen this problem plague the Chieftains before, and the Red Raiders obviously not letting it get to them as they are hungry and scrapping for their 4th win on the season. It's a tough situation, but
Grounds Cruzman, Athletic Director Wolverton, back at it with the rag.
yeah, and he's been everywhere tonight. We saw him down in the doorway earlier.
He was
Now
up
he's down
here.
by
He
the
was up
floor,
here talking to Mr. Comstock. I was like, man, this guy's spawning all over the place tonight. So
Yeah, he's getting the steps in for sure.
Jones at the line. This will take him to 20 on the night. Overall, great game. I think the Chiefs are going to learn a lot. Like I said, never say never, but it just might do it for their conference championship hopes.
It's going to be tough. They're going to have, if not, it's going to be a tough road ahead. And you're just going to have to hope and pray St. Clair doesn't miss much more time. Turner gets the rebound for the Red Raiders, and I believe that will do it, like you said. They foul once more. Jones back to the line.
You know, Jack, what's interesting is
Or excuse me, Canny to the line.
the lack of Keegan Overton's story. Like I said, I mean, some people call me a little bit biased towards him, which I am a little bit, I guess. In a way, I like the bigger man play in high school basketball. But he has not played since the second quarter. I mean, he has not been in.
I believe he split minutes in the second half, but
Has he
you're
played?
right.
I'm sorry. It's been a crazy second half.
He has not played in intensive minutes.
Yeah, right.
It's hard for a guy like him in this kind of game where it's just dominated by guard play. The
True.
Red Raiders have no real big men. I mean, he's a great force in the paint, but when they're switching between man and zone, I mean, I can understand the decision. And Red Raiders will intercept the pass again.
Turner going to be able to go up for a layup, and they're just going to go ahead and take this one down. Chiefs will choose to foul. Maybe not.
Chiefs will get a steal up to Riley Neer. He goes in for the layup.
With it. Foul called.
And he'll be going to the line.
You know, Jack, and this was definitely a winnable game for Bellefontaine, and I think what needs to go, the lack of Tavian St. Clair tonight.
Yeah. His 10 points a game, I mean, would mean a lot for his Chieftains.
Well,
right
just
now,
his
putting them right
defensive
in
ability.
contention. Yeah.
I mean, not even the 10 points a game. I mean, which it matters. I'm not saying it doesn't by any means. It matters a lot.
He's kind of that rare that rare forward hybrid big man role.
Yep.
Has a lot to offer ball handling wise, getting better by the game shooting wise, and obviously with his physical tools. It's always an asset to have him on defense.
Yeah, and you know, and
Chieftains will take the timeout. Looks like they're not giving up quite yet, Zach.
And I like it. I mean, I'm, you know, it may not be that. It may annoy some people. I don't. I like when coaches use all their timeouts, even when they're losing by a lot. It's just more time on the floor. So I like when coaches do that. Like I see down there right now, Stolly's drawing up a play. He's going to try to do something. I mean, I like it. I like it a lot.
In this situation, you can't just roll over and accept defeat. I mean, you fight till the end because that's the culture you're trying to build at the end of the day with your team. And it's very, very showing by him.
Yeah. And London drawing up a play here, too. They're going to see what they can do here to block off.
Only 20.8 remaining in this game, Zach. Where do teams go? Where do these two teams go from here?
Well, Jack, I do have Bellefontaine's schedule, and honestly, I don't really know what you do for Bellefontaine here. Those flagrant calls really got to them. The Raiders are going to keep doing what the Raiders are doing with this 3-win streak. I mean, they are absolutely red hot right now. Kind of what Bellefontaine experienced just the past couple weeks. So maybe a little bit of a changing of the guard here in the point of each team's season. Good defense from Carter Snap. He wanted the ball. But yeah, Jack, here's the thing for Bellefontaine. We got Graham on Tuesday, Shawnee next week, Xenia. I mean, at this point, let's start thinking tournament. You do not want to play at Dayton Dunbar.
Oh, no. And I don't believe they will be this year. Chieftains already almost doubling their win total from last year. Almost doubling, excuse me.
Absolutely. Like I said, we are not going to do a post-game show here tonight as we were getting internet drops consistently. Thank you for purchasing the live stream. Keep a lookout in your email that you signed up with tonight. There will be a free code coming your way for the big rivalry matchup against Springfield Shawnee next week. Always a big game for the Chieftains, Jack.
Yeah, and they're going to look to redeem their loss that they suffered at their hands in the beginning of the season, allowing 72 points and only scoring 36. They're definitely they definitely have that game marked on the calendar.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, it's almost as if Bellefontaine was looking forward to that game and kind of skipped over this one a little bit, unfortunately.
And the Red Raiders walk out of their gym with a W by 11, 56-45.
And that will end our coverage here tonight of Ohio High School basketball Central Buckeye Conference play. Thank you very much for tuning into our live stream tonight. We much appreciate it. And Jack, any final thoughts here before we go?
Just not quite the game that we would have liked to see tonight. kind of, it was pretty sloppy overall.
Yep.
Lots of offensive, lots of offense, not much defense. But I think both teams can launch off from this point and continue to make a push for decent tournament standing in their respective seasons.
Absolutely. Thank you for purchasing our live stream night here on HorvathProductions.com/live. Chieftains will go to 5-6 on the year. They are back in action on Tuesday for Graham High School. And then back in action again on HorvathProductions.com/live for Springfield Shawnee. That will be home next week, so do not expect any technical difficulties then. And we hope you tune in with us again here on HorvathProductions.com/live. Jack, thank you for coming up here with me tonight.
It's been a pleasure, Zach.
Nice hour-long drive.
Yeah.
Not quite the game we would hope for, but great game for London. And we will catch you guys next time.